Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. When Jada shows up at the Roach Motel, she arrests Leo and Dimitri. When they get chatting and hard to control, she grabs a gun. Dead or alive, that is what she claims she is bringing into the station. Leo tries to cuff Dimitri as Jada orders, but he finds it hard because his attractive boyfriend also has attractive wrists. Jada gives Dimitri time to charge her by reaching down to find zip ties. With Jada's revolver in hand, Dimitri is aiming it right at her. Dimitri maintains that if she had backup, it would have arrived by now. She claims to have backup on the way. She is asked to throw her keys, and he claims he must now hold her captive. When Leo arrives to pick them up, Dimitri informs them that they must kill Jada. She puts her hands on her head and spins around. Leo makes an effort to persuade Dimitri that it would be unwise to kill the detective. He warns Dimitri that everything would end between them if he is discovered killing a police officer. With the revolver in his hand, Dimitri knocks out Jada. After that, they run away. Horton Square. Chad and EJ cross paths. They talk about sending Gabby to Statesville and his new work. EJ inquires about Chad and Stephanie's circumstances. After stating that Abigail's problems haven't been solved, Chad talks about Everett's arrival. When EJ asks Chad whether he's worried, he responds that things are a little chaotic. Chad describes the specifics of Everett's comeback and the ensuing disarray in their previous relationship. When EJ offers counsel, Chad tells him to take a seat. Instead of doing as ordered, he advises Chad to use his connections and resources to purchase the Spectator and remove Everett from office. According to EJ, Xander is in financial need due to Victor's sudden passing and is embroiled in a custody dispute. He believes Chad ought to seize the opportunity. Though he initially believes the purchase is a horrible idea, Chad changes his mind and thinks it's a terrific idea. After giving his brother a hug, Chad walks out. At Chad and Stephanie's place, Stephanie is speaking with Kayla over the phone about the circumstances surrounding Everett. Everett shows up right as she is about to explain that she has no trouble setting limits. After she hangs up, Everett says he's coming to provide pumpkin-spiced latte enchantment to white girls. He also has a question about business. Everett needs her assistance to make sense of his new workplace because he doesn't know what's going on at the Spectator. Everett claims he didn't comprehend his current workplace and was employed as editor-in-chief. He had heard that under Jack and Jennifer Deveraux's ownership, the Spectator was a solemn institution. Stephanie describes how Xander is now in charge of the paper after Gwen took it. According to Everett, he ought to have done his homework. Did the newspaper editor fail to do their homework? Startling. Everett also observes that the paper's highly well-liked gossip columnist has left him high and dry by blowing town. Everett believes Stephanie is the PR pro who can help the Spectator with its issues. Her plate is full, but she would love to help. Everett reiterates his concerns, stating that he must begin paying his medical bills. Stephanie accepts to help as long as he can maintain their relationship's boundaries because the guilt trip is effective. After making a pledge, he queries whether their problems have been resolved. Everett acknowledges that Chad is off the table for conversation when Stephanie asks him to respect her relationship boundaries once more. He promises to abide by her ground rules. Roman and Nicole talk about the recent wedding celebrations at Brady Pub. She finds it strange that Eric kept his marriage from her. Nicole can't believe Roman says it was an impromptu decision, really. When Eric learned of Sloane's marriage to EJ, he promptly married her. Roman acknowledges that everything happened quickly, but EJ and Nicole also chose a hurried ceremony. They then talk about her impending pregnancy and how it's another thing that she and Eric have in common. Nicole meets Eric outside of the bar. He says he and Sloane have a baby to adopt while holding a crib in a box. Eric says they consider themselves lucky to have a baby so soon. When he inquires about Nicole's life, She replies that she feels quite fortunate that everything is working out. She claims that because she and EG want the baby's gender to remain a surprise, she is unaware of it. Speaking about shocks, she queries his hasty union with Sloan. Eric acknowledges that Nickel had a major impact on his snap choice to tie the knot. As they congratulate one another on their recent life achievements, things become a little awkward. Eric and Nickel then walk out. Eric and Sloane's digs. The recent laid couple talks about how fortunate they are. At that moment, Melinda shows up carrying a pizza. She extends her congratulations on their impending baby. Melinda declares it's a boy, taking out a blue teddy bear. Eric wants to baby-proof the entire flat right now. Grabbing his coat, he insists they must purchase EVERDTing. After Sloane announces that she's going to hang out with Melinda, Eric eagerly leaves. When left alone, Melinda is troubled, as Sloane can see. Melinda informs Eric that there are problems with the adoption because the kid was promised to another couple after Eric left. Melinda simply wanted to discuss it with Sloane first. She claims that in order to put things right, she will have to reimburse the other attorney. Sloane believes that Eric will never be able to cope with things. Melinda swiftly explains that Eric doesn't need to know, and that she has previously withheld a great deal of information from her partner. Melinda claims the attorney will persuade the other couple that the adoption was abandoned. While Sloane is fine with the financial situation, she is not happy with taking a child out of the arms of another couple. Melinda promises to comply with Sloane's wishes, but she must be aware that having another child could take a very long time. Sloane responds quickly, saying she's ready to take advantage of the other couple and pay for their child's birth. Melinda is told to call by her. Through Maggie and Alex, Theresa, and Constantine hope to get their teeth stuck into the enormous wealth of the Kyriakis family on Days of Our Lives. Victor leaves Maggie half of his estate, and his secret son the other half, according to his will, which everyone thinks Alex is because of the fake letter. But in actuality, that's Xander. And now that they have been planning for weeks and are neck deep in it, Theresa is having nightmares. She has captured Alex's heart, and he would do everything for her. Her concerns of being found out have increased as a result of this. Regretfully, spoilers indicate that her concerns may not be unfounded, because the clock is ticking down to the reveal of her and Constantine's scheme. According to the most recent spoilers, Steve and Constantine's paths will meet on Days of Our Lives the week of November 13, 2023. Steve will be left wondering what exactly is wrong with Victor's old buddy after their unpleasant exchange. Steve will get increasingly convinced that Constantine is not telling the truth about his plans with Maggie as a result of his continued surveillance. Steve, concerned for Victor's widow, will speak with John Black about the situation. The two will decide to look into the situation more thoroughly and begin a covert investigation against Constantine. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.